Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good day as always. In the last episode, we talked about what it is that we all spend way too much money on, and I had a good time making that video. I definitely fell victim to some of those things, and you guys shared some awesome comments. But today, we're actually going to be going the opposite route, and we're going to talk about things that we don't spend enough money on. Like, what should we be throwing more money at than we do? So I'm excited to get into that, but before we get started, I do have one shout out, and that is to Alana Batista, who emailed me looking for help for a car refinance. And lo and behold, she got everything taken care of. I think she said she went from like 15% down to 3% and saved a little over $1,000. So awesome job. I'm happy you got everything taken care of. And more than anything, I really appreciate you having the confidence to trust me in helping you. Likewise, if any of you guys are in a similar situation, always feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help out if I can. My email address is really simple, guys. commoncentsmike@gmail.com. Now, back to what we were talking about earlier. What do we not spend enough money on? I'm breaking this down to another 5 things again. And starting off, number 1, let's talk about food. Right? Real food. We do not spend enough money on real food. My number 1 for the things that we spent too much money on was supplements. Right? And I talked about how, in my early 20s when I was trying to lift weights and get big, I spent all this money on supplements and who knows what actual results and effects they had. Well, let's talk about real food, okay? What if I would have used all of that money on buying actual real food, right? When I say real food, I'm talking about, things that live, breathe, and die, right? Those are the things that we should probably be eating. We spend way too much money on processed foods, unhealthy foods, sugary foods, all this just junk, right, that deteriorates our health, our bodies, all this other stuff. And instead, we could be using that money to buy real food. A lot of people say, I would love to be able to buy organic meats and vegetables and fruits and all that stuff, but it's just so expensive. Well, maybe it is, which is a whole nother argument, but at the same time, if you cut out certain expenses elsewhere, like supplements and junk food and dining out and fast food, you could actually afford to buy healthy, nutritious, organic, real food, right? I've made this switch recently. I'm not gonna be up here on my high horse and say that I've always done this, because I haven't. I've definitely bought for the bottom dollar. I bought the cheapest chicken I can, the cheapest beef that I can, the cheapest produce, and all that other stuff. But now I'm starting to realize, look, my health is one thing that I want to pay attention to, but also, my dollar matters in the grand scheme of the economy, right? So if I actually pay a higher dollar amount for, again, meat, produce, veggies, fruits, all that other stuff. If I buy the real stuff, right, I'm actually supporting those businesses, right? By me buying the lowest price goods that I can, I'm actually supporting an industry that I don't really want to support, right? I don't like the idea that, hey, all the beef that I buy is coming from a cow that's pumped full of hormones and all sorts of stuff to make them grow faster so they can sell it and get it to the slaughter quicker so they can be more efficient. I don't want to support that. Likewise, I don't want to buy eggs where the chickens that produce these eggs, same thing, they're injected with God knows what. They're in chicken houses where there's thousands of chickens around them and it's in an unhealthy, unclean environment. I don't want to eat bacon from the same type of pigs. Why do I want to support this industry, right? And truth be told, it's not something I want to support. So it's actually in my benefit to pay a little bit more to support an industry and a product that I want to see succeed. Now, sorry that one took a little while. It's actually becoming more and more of a passion of mine. And even though it's more expensive, I'm actually really happy to start using my money there instead and pay a little bit extra. Next, number 2, let's talk about green initiatives. Right? I'm not talking about everyone getting solar panels, but the idea is that we don't spend enough money doing all the small things that we can that would hopefully make a big difference. Right? For me personally, one thing that me and my girlfriend are looking to do is get rainwater collection, right? We've got plants around the house, and yeah, that's fun. We want to keep them alive, and eventually I'd like to start my own container garden. Well, why should I use city water, right, and drive up that cost and spend more money when I could just harvest actual good rainwater for free? When it rains, I'll get free water. That's a no-brainer, right? With our electricity bill, we've recently switched to where pretty much all of the electricity that we consume is through alternative energy generating resources. I didn't phrase that well, but the point is that we're willing to pay just a little bit extra if it means that the energy we're getting is coming from renewable resources. That's awesome, right? By me trying to just buy less stuff, right? I'm creating less waste in the world. If I can one day buy another car, it would be awesome if I could buy an electric car. Just anything that I can do that will support the environment, the community, and business, all at the same time. Why don't I spend more money doing that? So that's number 2. We should all try to do what we can, even if it costs marginally a little bit extra. Number 3, let's talk about investing in retirement, right? We all want to be wealthy, we all want to retire one day, but most of us do not contribute the amount of money that we should in order to reach that goal, and instead we blow that money on entertainment and whatever else it is that we spend our money on, right? Guys, we could all contribute just a little bit more to investments that will help us actually grow wealth. We can all contribute a little bit more to our 401k. If we don't have an IRA, we can contribute to that, right? If the idea is to build wealth, well, it's going to take money to pour into that to generate wealth, right? But instead, we're too busy buying expensive cars, house, clothes, entertainment, gadgets, all that stuff, and that's to our detriment. So that's number 3. Number 4, and this is going to sound a little bit strange, but Craigslist. And maybe I shouldn't say Craigslist specifically, but I actually think more of us should spend extra money or just more of our money when we buy something on secondhand goods. And the reason why I bring this up is, you know, for a few things in my house that I've actually bought from Craigslist, I've saved hundreds of dollars. Buying through Craigslist, and I'm not saying you can always do this, but we actually should look into it far more than we do. Like, I bought a desk, it was sometime last year, and you guys have seen it in my other videos, but I love this desk, right? It was, I'm not joking guys, a $1,600 desk. And there's a reason why I didn't buy it, because it cost that much. But I was browsing through Craigslist one day, and I actually found that desk for $900. Still an expensive desk, but I saved $700 buying it. It's not any different than if I were to buy it new. So by me doing that and buying off Craigslist, which that story, by the way, remind me to share with you guys because it was insane. But by me doing that, you know, again, I saved money, and I'm also not contributing to waste or maybe this idea of waste by not having to create something new. Why would I go out, let's say if I needed to buy a lawnmower, right? Why not just go out and buy something used that still gets the job done? If I need to buy a car, why do I always need to buy a new car when a used car will get the job done? If I want to buy furniture, it doesn't have to be just a desk, right? It doesn't really deteriorate all that much over time. So if I need to buy something, why not just try to buy it used or secondhand? So that's the idea. You can save money and also, you know, kind of create less waste in the world by buying secondhand. I did an interview with that Whitney Reagan girl, and she was part of a project called the Buy Nothing Project, and I thought that was super cool. I should look into this more than I do, but the idea is that, you know, a lot of times we have so much stuff just laying around that we don't use. Why would I waste money buying something if someone's willing to let me borrow whatever it is they have so I can use it for whatever I need? So maybe I shouldn't just call this Craigslist specifically, but the idea is we should spend more of our money trying to buy things that are like second hands, that are still good, still serve a purpose, because we'll actually save more money in the long run. Lastly, number 5, let's talk about debt, right? I'm a personal finance guy, so just like I need to talk about investing in retirements, let's talk about debt, right? We all have debt. I've got a mortgage, yet I know a lot of you guys out there have credit cards, car loans, personal loans, houses, all that stuff, right? Why don't we spend more money on our debts? Why don't we try to get the stuff paid off quicker? Why? Because, I don't know, we feel like, oh, I only make so much money a month and I want to enjoy everything, so I'd rather spend extra money enjoying my life rather than getting my debt obligations paid down. Well, I understand that, but at the same time, if you actually spend just a little bit more each month on your debts, you are going to save money, right? Because of interest. The quicker you pay down your loan, the more principal amount you pay each month, well, the less interest you pay in the long run. So by paying more on your debts, the less you actually pay in the long run. It makes sense, guys. So why don't we spend more money on our debts? I don't know. There's not really a good answer for that. So that's my number 5 thing. We should all be spending more money on our debts. Get that stuff paid down as quick as possible because it's not good when it weighs you down. So those are my 5 things I think we should spend more money on. As always, I'm curious to know what you think. Definitely comment below with your thoughts and opinions. Likewise, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. You know what to do, but take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you learned something new from it and you were able to strengthen your financial position. I'm going to keep coming out with more videos, so please stay tuned, but go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and have a good day.